What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Welcome back to the channel. Subscribers, we're going to talk a little Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua. Mike Tyson was asked if he thinks that Anthony Joshua could beat him, and his response was quite funny. Before I get into that though, I want to welcome you back to the channel. Subscribers, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and so you can be notified of when we release more videos, and also when we do our live streams in the morning and OG Boxing Talk with myself, KC Boxing, and Blood Boxing on Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now, you know, man, Mike Tyson's a funny dude, man. The great Mike Tyson. Iron Mike Tyson, one of my favorite heavyweights during the time that he was fighting. And, you know, he's been a fan of and a supporter of Anthony Joshua for a while. But he was asked what he thought of a fight between himself and Anthony Joshua. And he said, nah, I didn't actually see the interview. I just read what was out in I think it was Sports Talk. And he said that Anthony Joshua's a good-looking guy. He said he was a good-looking guy. He's good-looking. He really looks good. He looks like a good boxer. He really looks like he was born to fight. And, you know, but my ego tells me that nobody could beat me. But, you know, he's got some things to learn, and eventually, you know, he can get there. Long story short, let me translate for Mike Tyson. That is a hell no. He couldn't have beat me. Now, there's multiple Mike Tysons. I give you my opinion on it. You know, there is a version of a Mike Tyson that I think that Anthony Joshua could beat. I think that Anthony Joshua right now could probably beat the Mike Tyson that got beat by Danny Williams. I think that he would have a good shot against, you know, anybody after Galata. Any version of Mike Tyson after he beat up Galata, then, you know, hey, man, Anthony Joshua might have a chance to get out there. But, you know, other than that, no, I don't think that's the case. I don't think he has a chance to do that. But I just found it so funny because you know that Deontay Wilder and Mike Tyson have had their issues. Mike Tyson Deontay Wilder is very, very, you know, adamant about the fact that Mike Tyson, you know, doesn't support, and some older legendary fighters don't support the new generation of American fighters. And, you know, to each his own. But, you know, this thing right now that we have in the heavyweight division, to be fair to Anthony Joshua, you know, it's just not, these guys are just not as proven as the heavyweights of the mid 1980s through, because Mike Tyson really is, you know, mid 1980s, 1986, 1987, all the way up to, you know, to the late 90s. You know, they just haven't had the opportunity to fight each other and really prove that it could really be a golden era of heavyweights. You know, we have really big guys in Deontay Wilder, big guy in Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. These guys are all very, very tall, very big guys, but none of them have fought one another except against Deontay Wilder has fought Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz, but the Anthony Joshua's fought Klitschko, but, you know, I don't think so, man. And honestly, man, I think I would say the same thing. I would say the same thing for all of them, you know, that they, especially when you're talking about guys like Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson. I think all of the major heavyweights right now would have a problem with that caliber of fighter because they're not fighting guys of the same caliber that Evander Holyfield was fighting and Mike Tyson was fighting and Lennox Lewis was fighting. Right now, we're just kind of in a situation where it seems like everybody is really waiting to hit the home run, right? And wait around for, you know, this big fight to happen. With the exception, I do believe, and Anthony Joshua fans can disagree with this, but I believe Deontay Wilder was the one that's really trying to make those fights, and that can be shown by the fact that of the top 4 fighters, heavyweight fighters right now, Deontay Wilder has fought 2 of them, right? And the 4 for me are Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and of course Deontay Wilder. So 2 of the 3 people that were available for Deontay Wilder fight, he's fought. The next fight coming up is obviously the Anthony Joshua fight, which I really do hope that we get. Now, speaking of that, we've got a series of heavyweight fights that are coming up next. We have Deontay Wilder fighting Dominic Breazeale, and we have Anthony Joshua fighting Andy Ruiz. Now, neither Dominic Breazeale or Andy Ruiz are top level heavyweights, but I'm interested in both fights. There was something that was very interesting that I noticed, though. Well, actually, it came out on Boxing Scene about Anthony Joshua building his presence, his attempt to build his presence in the United States, and how he's going to have his, I think, 40 days with Anthony Joshua aired on Meek Mill's YouTube page. For those that aren't familiar, like I wasn't particularly familiar because I'm a little older than Meek Mill, and I got out of the hip hop music listening after probably much Biggie Smalls, right? That was about the last time that I was really engaged in it. But the Philly rapper Meek Mill is going to have 40 days produce 40 days with Anthony Joshua, which I suppose is a sort of 20 like HBO 24/7 type of production to try to promote the fight for Anthony Joshua, which is pretty much, I think it's a smart move. Now, I can't really tell you what Meek Mill's I know that I went to look at his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel has like 3.5 million subscribers on it. It seemed like it was a lot of his videos, of his music. And, so if that's something that if he puts it on that channel, that the 3 million people that watched Meek Mill's videos would watch that, then hey man, that could be some pretty decent exposure for Anthony Joshua. And it's something that I think is pretty smart, because I've been saying that if Anthony Joshua is going to develop any type of real fanfare for himself in the United States, he's going to need the black fight fan demographic to support him. And if he gets that support, hey man, that would be really big for him, because that's the same support that was the solid base of Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe. And once, they kind of, definitely with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, I think, might have been a little different. Mike Tyson jumped on the scene so fast, knocking so many people out. He kind of took the boxing world by storm, right? But after he went to jail and kind of fell off, because he went to jail, for the issue with Desiree Washington, I think her name was. Went to jail for a couple years. When he came out, there was a lot of basically the core of his fan base after that was Black American fight fans, who supported him and watched and paid for his fights and all that stuff all the way up through the end of his career. But that's pretty much what Anthony Joshua is going to need to do, is get that same fan base that was supporting the big heavyweights in the 1990s. Now, do I really think that's going to happen? I don't. I think that Anthony Joshua, the community is pretty small, and I think that he is relatively well known already, but well known in a negative sense, because when you're going on shows like ESPN and you're going on shows like The Breakfast Club, and the first thing people are asking you is, are you ducking people? That's just not a good look. Also, Deontay Wilder is the American champion. So there's never going to be a point in time when Anthony Joshua is being marketed that Deontay Wilder's name is not going to come up when you're talking about the United States, because there's a finite number of really hardcore boxing fans in the United States, which really do drive the interest for boxing. And it's once you really can solidify that core fan base of hardcore boxing fans, And the two most predominant demographics in that, as I say often, are Mexican American fight fans and Black American fight fans. Once you solidify that and you really get that interest going, that's when you can attract, the casual fan who might be less inclined to follow boxing on a day-to-day basis, right? Or a semi-active fan, one who knows who the fighters are and actively wants to know when the next big fight are, but aren't going to watch all the little ones. But you need that first hardcore fan base first before you can go off and get that. But, the move with Meek Mill, I think that's a pretty decent move. At the very least, it's recognizing that you need to do that. I don't think that he was going to be tremendously successful in the United States trying to go the Madison Avenue route. Straight out the gate. What usually happens is you wind up getting the street first. And then after you have the street, then Madison Avenue notices you, and then you go over to Madison Avenue and make a ton of money, and then the street doesn't like you anymore. Right? It's rare that people get to keep that balance going, and you see that a lot of times after people retire, after like what happened after Floyd Mayweather retired and Mike Tyson retired, right? All that kind of stuff. But anyway, it is what it is, man. I'm looking forward to these fights. I'm not particularly in the mood right now to really bash on Anthony Joshua. I really just, I almost want to say let's have a clean slate with it and move forward, because I really think that Deontay Wilder is really shining well and really growing his profile very well. And I don't think that I want to diminish Anthony Joshua very much, because I do want the best for the heavyweight division. At least that's how I feel this afternoon. Check with me again after Eddie Hearn says something stupid. Then I might, feel vindictive again. But anyway, it is what it is. And I appreciate you showing up to the channel. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button, all that. And with that, I'm out. Peace.